Have you ever really thought about the stuff that powers our entire world? I mean, at a fundamental level, it all comes down to a simple divide. Materials that let electricity flow freely, and materials that stop it dead in its tracks. And understanding this one partnership, well, it's the key to understanding just about everything in our modern lives. All right, before we dive in, just a quick note. This is part 9 of our 20-part series on the basics of electricity, brought to you by Virtualization Options LLC. Now, let's get right to it. So, let's start with a question that's probably crossed your mind. You know it's perfectly safe to grab the plastic-coated cord on your lamp, right? But you also know that touching the metal prongs while it's plugged in would be a very, very bad idea. So what gives? Why the huge difference? Well, the answer is all about 2 totally different types of materials. See, the thing is, not all materials treat electricity the same way, not even close. The best way to think about it is like a system of highways and guardrails. Some materials are practically begging for electricity to zoom right through them, while others are specifically designed to put up a wall and keep it safely contained. And this breaks down into 2 main camps. On one side, you've got your conductors. These are the highways for electrons. They let electricity flow super easily. Then, on the other side, you have the insulators. These are the guardrails. Their whole job is to block that flow, to keep that power exactly where it's supposed to be. So let's zoom in on those electrical highways first. What is it that actually makes something a conductor? Why does metal just let electricity pass right through it like it's nothing, but a piece of wood won't? What's the secret? It all comes down to the atoms, the tiny building blocks of everything. In a conductor, the outermost electrons aren't really locked onto their home atoms. Instead, they're kind of just hanging out, free to roam around in what's sometimes called a sea of free electrons. So when you apply a voltage, it's like blowing a whistle, and all those free electrons immediately start moving in the same direction. And boom, that's your electric current. And you see these things literally everywhere. Copper is the absolute workhorse for wiring in our homes and electronics. Aluminum is what you see in those giant overhead power lines. And, oh, by the way, notice what else is on that list? The human body. Yep, we're pretty decent conductors, which is exactly why electricity is so dangerous to us and why we desperately need that other category. So, okay, if conductors are the open highways, what about the guardrails? What makes an insulator so incredibly good at stopping that flow of electricity right in its tracks? Well, once again, it's all about the atoms. But this time, it's the total opposite story. In an insulator, the electrons are held super tightly by their atoms. They're locked down, with almost no freedom to move around. There's no sea of free electrons here. So when a voltage comes along, the electrons basically just shrug. They can't go anywhere, and that's what makes these materials perfect for containing electricity. And just like conductors, these insulators are all around us, usually working right alongside them. Think about it. The rubber or plastic coating on pretty much every wire, the case on your phone charger, those big glass or ceramic discs you see on power line towers, all of them are insulators doing that critical job of keeping the electrical highway safely contained. And that brings us right back to our original question, doesn't it? The wires inside our walls are the perfect example of this teamwork. You have a copper conductor on the inside doing the heavy lifting of carrying the current, and you've got a plastic insulator on the outside to protect us. It's this simple, brilliant partnership that lets us use incredible amounts of power safely every single day. But, this is where it gets really interesting. It turns out the world isn't just a simple black and white highway or guardrail kind of place. Nope. There's a third, incredibly important category of materials that lives right in the middle. These are called semiconductors. Think of materials like silicon. The amazing thing about them is that we can tell them when to be a conductor and when to be an insulator. This allows them to act as microscopic, lightning-fast switches. And that one simple function, the ability to turn a current on and off billions of times a second, is the foundation of everything. Literally every computer chip, every smartphone, our entire digital world is built on these amazing materials that can be both highway and guardrail. So let's pull all of this together. Why does this simple distinction between conductors and insulators actually matter so much? Well, it's because our entire electrified world is built on their essential partnership. I mean, it really is that simple. Without materials like copper, you'd have no path to get power from the power plant to your house. It just wouldn't work. And without materials like plastic and rubber, every single wire would be an exposed, deadly hazard. We absolutely need both, working in perfect harmony. So the next time you plug something in or flip a light switch, just think about that for a second. Every single piece of technology we rely on only works because of this invisible partnership. So, could our world exist with only the highway but no guardrail? Not a chance. It's that simple, fundamental relationship that truly powers our world.